Welcome to Fabriano in the eastern part of Italy. Located in the Apennines, 50 kilometres away from Ancona, this was one of the earliest places to produce high-quality watermarked paper. And it's the venue for the penultimate round of the EnduroGP. Two very contrasting days in Italy. Rain on day one, sunshine on day two. Because of the rain, a slightly modified route for the first day of action, a longer route on the second day, as planned. The Italian GP in Fabriano was the most difficult for Nathan Watson since starting the season. 5 crashes and a loss of confidence would explain a bad result for the British rider, 22nd overall on day one, although he bounced back to 7th in the second day. Alex Salvini fell in a ditch during one of his tests and therefore took a lot of time to get back on track on the first day, losing 30 seconds. The Italian rider from Beta found some extra energy thanks to the Tifosi to finish 5th spot in day 2. In tricky and slippery conditions, a very bad first lap compromised the performance of Lariot on day 1. He finished 7th overall. On day 2, however, he bounced back with a 3rd podium finish of the year. It was thanks to a fantastic 3rd lap. It was the 3rd GP that Manuel Moni would be fighting in the top 10, 6th on day 1, after crashing in the extreme test. Day 2, he found many supporters along the route and therefore was happy with his weekend in Italy. Matthias Bellino started day 1 12 seconds behind because of a mistake in the super test. A very fast extreme test though, he managed to end the day just off the podium in 4th. Same result on round 2, where the winner of the Scudi GP had a disastrous first enduro test and he dropped 30 seconds. Therefore, he had to really fight back. On round 1, the winner was Christophe Nambertin, the official KTM rider, with such a bad year with injuries and crashes and bad luck, finally bounced back. But Nambo's effort on day 1 meant the second day was much tougher.
Je remercie vraiment le staff KTM qui m'ont fait confiance jusque-là.
I really wanted to thank all the KTM staff who have always believed in me. During the last 2 weeks we've worked very hard because I didn't really have a good feeling with the bike. We found some massive changes and this is the result. You know, it's always easier to perform when you're riding and enjoying yourself. Leader of the championship going into the round, Matthias Phillips, missed the win on day 1 by 4.6 seconds. Day 2, he could have wrapped up the championship. He ran 2nd place all day long, and in the last cross test, his bike stopped. A huge misfortune, meaning the championship battle rolls into France. Ero Remes had DNFs in Scudi and dropped away from the podium. He needed big points, and he won the very first enduro test, but then got stuck in an uphill section on the second enduro test and lost a bit of time. He ended the first day 5th. The second day he managed 2nd, benefiting from the problems of Matthew Phillips, but really needed the maximum points possible to compete in the fight for the championship. Steve Holcomb was ready for a fight all weekend. After his mechanical problems in the Scudi GP, he needed to react. The perfect way to do that was with a 3rd place on day 1. He took a massive chunk of time out on the very first lap of the day, and in day 2 took advantage of the problems with Phillips to claim a full 20 points. And now, a real menace for Remez and Phillips in the EnduroGP title.
You know, unfortunately, you know, Matty had his issues today, but, you know, me and Eero have both had issues. So, no, for sure, it's, you know, it's bad for him, but for us it's good. So, you know, I wouldn't wish that on anybody, but for sure it's, you know, it's good, and it'll keep the race going till France, which is good for all of us and good for the fans.
Still, one event to go. Holcomb grabbed 15 points from leader Phillips, and therefore everything is still open for the world crown. Remez, Holcomb, Phillips with 2 rounds and 40 points available. Bellino and Watson round out the top 5. We'll see you in France.